Hi guys, today is Saturday, January the 24th, I believe, and of course the market is closed. I didn't get a chance to do a video to review the alerts and trade for yesterday, so I'm doing it now. As you can see on the screen, I have on the left side, I have the app that is giving me the alert, and on the right side, I have my Webull application open. So as you can see on the left side, I have three alerts on the screen. So I have MOVE, DRCT, and MOVE again. So I have MOVE twice on the screen. The first one is for the day prior. So those alerts, I'm reviewing the alerts for yesterday, which is Friday, January the 23rd. So it means that the move for move, you see what I did there? So the move for MOVE started after hours on the Thursday. And I have the alert right here at 4:52. So this stock started to move the prior day, and then the move continued on the next day to Friday. So let's take a look at it and see how well we could have done. I didn't trade it, so let's take a look at the alert. So as you can see right here, this is the stock. Let's go to the time frame like that. Okay, so why is it so small? All right, so let's do the 22nd. What time? At 4:52 p.m. So 4:52 p.m. All right, so there it is. I believe it's right here, 53. So as you can see, we received the alert right here. It did a micro pullback. So, somebody that is aggressive could have bought right here, and then we could sold on the high right here. So that would have been a profitable trade. So that was for the move for Thursday in the after hour session at 4:53 p.m. Yesterday, the same stock came back on the alert from the bot, at 5:26. So let's go back to 5:26, which is, I believe, right here. There you go. 5:26.27 right here. It pushed higher. Hesitated for a moment. A little bit of selling right here. So we could have traded that like in two ways. If you want to be aggressive and you see that it's trying to hold right here, as soon as it breaks that level, you could have bought it like at $15.30, and then we could have sold at $16.40, which is $1 a share. Or if you're less aggressive and more conservative, you could have wait for it to go and do a proper pullback right here and buy that one right here instead, which is at 15.05, and then you could have sold at 17.28. So that one would have been a better trade. But obviously, it's always easy to say in hindsight because you don't know what the stock's gonna do. So yeah, sometimes you have to pick your battle. Aggressive will be the way, and sometimes conservative will be the way. So that would be for MOVE. Did it go higher than 17.88? Yes, it went all the way to $20. Yep, all the way to $23 on the next day. But obviously, you want to trade the first move, which is the front side of the move, because you don't know if it's going to continue higher. So that would be for MOVE. The second alert that we received yesterday was DRCT, and it was an amazing alert. We received it at 4:18 in the morning. So let's go to DRCT, search. There it is right here. And then we're gonna go to 4 on the 23rd. We're gonna go to 4 a.m. for what? 4:18. right here, AM. There it is. Zoom in a little bit. So we received the alert right here. I don't see any micro pullback, so that thing went straight up. So if somebody like just bought it right around the time that you received the alert, which could be a little crazy, but you would have been a very good, you would have a very good trade on that one. Just because, you know, it was pulling back and then it was the beginning of another push from the low. But a better way to play it would be to wait for a proper pullback. Like for example, right here, we have a pullback right here, but there's no confirmation. And then we have another one right here with confirmation. So somebody could have bought it right here instead at 324 and sold it at 345, something like that, 20 cents a share. And obviously it held that level and pushed a little bit higher right here for with 359. Did it go higher than 405? I believe it did, but it was a little bit choppy and a little bit very difficult to trade. Nonetheless, if somebody is patient enough and you know you kept it on your watch list and stuff like that, then you would have seen that, you know, it's starting to break away right here, and obviously you would be able to make some money, some really good money right here after the chop. So that stock went all the way to $6, which is amazing. So that was the first alert from yesterday. Obviously the second alert was move. We already covered that. Let's go to the next one. The next one is RAYA. RAYA, I don't think that one did anything amazing, but we're gonna take a look at it real quick. So the alert came at 7:02. Let me just swipe because I feel like it's a little bit faster right here. So alert came at 7:02 right here. So when I say 7:02, that's the alert, but Webull is always gonna show it 1 minute later. So that you understand what I'm saying, 7:02 and it's showing 7:03 right here. So the alert came right here. It hesitate like a micro pullback for a second and then pushes higher. So somebody that is aggressive could have bought it right here and make some money. Or you could have wait for a proper pullback and buy it right here, and then as it curves, then you would have been able to make money. So from 325 all the way to 399, $4. So that would have been a very profitable trade. The volume was a little bit on the lighter side though. So there was no continuation after that. So 436 was the high. So, and then for the next one, for the next leg that it failed to continue higher, was the high was $4.16. So there was no big or longer follow through when it comes to AYA, but you could have still made some money on it. SOPA at 745. Let's take a look at that one. SOPA. If I can type it properly. SOPA. That one came at 7:45 in the morning. So let's go all the way to 7:45. I believe it was right here. So lighter volume. As there's no trade right here, but obviously it's easy to say in hindsight. 45 would be right here, so there's no follow through. Try to break and it just failed. So that would have been a no. The next one, which is the one that I traded on my Robinhood account, which I'm gonna talk about in a moment, was BNAI. Keep in mind that this stock has been showing up on Scanner for days now. As you can see, if I go a little bit before, you could see, I believe on the day before, it was also on a scanner, BNAI right here. So this stock's been showing up on scanners. So this is a hot stock. So let's see what it did. So let's see, BNAI at 8 o'clock. Remember, I don't like to trade at 8 o'clock because there's too much going on at 8 o'clock. There's dark pools. There's some order that is coming through the tape that are confusing scanners and screeners. But sometimes you would have a good move. So that's why I like to keep them and still take a look at them. So 8 o'clock BNAI. Right here, it's gonna show you, for example, let me go straight to the time instead. 8 o'clock right here. Obviously you see there's not much going on here, just chop. But right here, if you put it on your watch list, and then right here you see that at the opening bell it did pops up, trying to make a move right here. Very choppy. It pops up, immediately reverse, and then trying to go higher. So somebody could have bought it like as it curves back up right here. You could have bought it right here, and then you continue to the leg higher. I believe, I don't remember where I bought it, but when I pull up the Robinhood app, we can take a look at it together and see exactly how I played it. If I'm not mistaken, I believe, let me see. I don't think I played it right here. I don't think so. I think I played it rather over here, I believe, but we'll take a look at it later. So that's that. So it went all the way to $13. Then it pulls back, shoot to 15, 14, pull back, $15, pull back, 16, 17, $18. Then it went all the way back down to 13 again. Then it started to curling back up. Chop, chop, chop. Then it's starting to move again. $14, $14.72, 15, 2 o'clock, it's at $15. Then it went to $15.96, almost 16. And then what happened is around 3:45, before the market closed, that thing start picking up volume right here. Let me see how much volume we have in that candle, like 182K, 281K. There's a lot of volume. So it shoots all the way to $17. And that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is, in after hours, that thing went to 19, 20, 22, 23, pulls back, got right back up to $23, $24, $26. That's crazy. $32. Oh my God. This was the stock. This was crazy in after hours yesterday. $32, 36, 39, 40. Oh my God. This stock went all the way to $68 a share. And we alerted it at $10 right here at 8 o'clock. That was amazing. You know, for the people that like to buy and just pray and hope, that would have worked out really well for them. But obviously that's not a good strategy, because you don't know when a stock is gonna do a crazy move like that. Because the same way you went all the way to $68, it could have easily gone to $2. So, yeah. Anyway, so BNAI was crazy yesterday, and I believe that was the stock that broke the market yesterday. The next alert was RVYL. I don't believe there's anything to see on that one, but let's take a look. RVYL. What time? It was at 8 o'clock. Obviously, as you can see, there is no volume. Let's go to 8 o'clock. So selling off right here. Sold off. So there's nothing to see here. The next one is SEV. I don't really like the price. It's a little bit cheap, and the float is really high, 27 million share float. So that's definitely a no-go, but let's take a look at it. SEV, still at 8 o'clock. What did he do? Probably nothing. I mean, I already looked at it. Look at that. Look at this big red candle. That's it. We don't need to look at it any further. NVD, 8 o'clock still. That's why I say Those alerts at 8 o'clock are very tricky. What you're gonna see is that there is usually a big gap between the price that was picked up by the scanner and the actual price on the instrument itself. When the gap is big, that means there is some trades that are going through the tape that are not really like it's like they're not really, like, put it like that. Let me try and explain it. They're showing up on the tape. That means the orders went through, but they didn't show up on the level 2. I mean, for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a little bit some concept that when you know level 2 is something like that. You could watch a video about it. You could do some research. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, so obviously NVD. I lose my chain of thought right here. Look at that. 8 o'clock, nothing to see. So no trade here. The next one is NUAI. NUAI is another stock that has been showing up on scanners. I believe it was one of the top gainers for yesterday. Let's see what he did. NUAI. So on the scanner at 8 o'clock too. Let's go back all the way to 8 o'clock. Right here. So heavy volume right here. Almost half a million volume, curves, and then trying to push. Well, what just happened here? I lost it, so hold on. Where is it? I believe right here. Okay, so curves, and then trying to go higher. So, it's not really a good setup. So I wouldn't recommend somebody to trade that. And obviously, it came at 8 o'clock, so no. And it didn't do too much. So no trade on that one. Next one, ASTI. ASTI again at 8 o'clock. I don't have a lot of hope on that one either. So ASTI. Even though I don't have a lot of hope on them, it's still interesting to take a look at it because you never know when a stock is gonna do something as crazy as BNEI. So let's take a look at this. So 8 o'clock, I believe it was right here. No, that's 2 o'clock. Let's go back a little bit further. Right here, there's no setup, so no trade right here. Next one is STKH. That one is at 8:35 in the morning. So STKH. 8:35. Barely any volume here. Try to make a move, immediately reverse. So no trade there. CVRX is the next one. CVRX at 9:33, the opening bell. I like to trade a stock that shows up on the scanner after the opening bell, like a couple of minutes after the opening bell. They usually resolve very nice. That one, CVRX at 9:31, so 9:32 on Webull right here. A little bit choppy, but 7:21. Somebody could have made a trade, but there's barely any liquidity. There's barely any activity. There's not enough volume. I wouldn't recommend that. But if somebody took that risk, then you would be able to make a little bit of money on CVRX. The next one is CYCN. That one, I traded it because I was a little bit scared, I'm going to admit. I knew that it was not going to move. But if it decides to move, it would be able to go all the way to $2. But obviously it didn't happen. So I held it through the whole day hoping it would do something. And it didn't do anything, so I just sold it. I was willing to take a little bit, a small loss on it, because I bought it, I believe, at 154, and it was holding that levels relatively well, as you can see. It held, but it never broke out. So this is probably a stock that we need to keep on the watch for next week, Monday, because it tried to make a move, but it didn't happen because probably there was too much going on in the market. There was too many stocks moving at the same time, so there was not enough attention for it. So maybe next week it would do something. The next crazy stock is QCLS. That's the stock I should have traded. QCLS instead of trying CYCN. That's what I should have waited for a better quality setup. That one came at 10.45. Let's take a look at it. Oh, let's try again. 10.45 in the morning. There it is. Look at this. Squeeze up. 10.46 on Webull. It did a micro pullback right here on that candle. You see how it puts a low of $4.19, and immediately went higher. So that would have been a very aggressive trade. Somebody would be able to take that trade. But if you're not fast enough, then you let it go. You wait, and then you wait for the next setup. Look, a low right here. Low right here, consolidation. All these candles are buying signals, like buying opportunities, like accumulation. And then it breaks out right here. Somebody could have bought it at $4.70 and sell at like $5 and stuff like that. And I gotta tell you, this stock was beautiful. It was clean. The setup was clean, as you can see right here, very clean. You see how it held after it pushed high. It held. I have to also mention that there was a halt right here. So when it reached that level, it got halted. Then when it resumed, it tried to push higher and immediately reversed and crashed back down. But it didn't crash all the way and give all the move, okay? Which is a good sign. That means the stock is holding. And from here all the way to here is just accumulation. People are just buying, building position for the next move. And then the next move happened right here. Then it pulls back and it makes another leg right here. Then it pulls back and it makes another leg right here. And this stock went all the way to $6.33, and we received the alert at $4.26. That's like a $2 a share move. Wow, that was crazy. The last one is SVRE. I don't think anything happened on that one. SVRE. The alert came at 2:02 right here. Trying to do a move, but immediately reversed with a lot of selling. And then nothing happened after that. There was no follow through. So, all right. So these were the alerts for yesterday. So remember, big movers for yesterday, MOVE. It started on Thursday after hours, and it continued on the next day, Friday. Then another big mover is DRCT. Very, very strong stock for Friday. Let's see if it brings some more opportunities on Monday. But that was a very, very good alert right here. Raya was not very strong, but there was some profit opportunities in there. SOPA, not so much. BNAI is the stock that I traded. I'm going to show you the Robinhood account in a moment to see what I did. It's a very tiny account, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. I'm sorry if the video is going to be a little bit long because there's a few things that I need to cover. BNAI was a very good one. And then we have QCLS. So QCLS, BNAI, and then DRCT. BNAI, and then DRCT, and MOVE. So 4 amazing alerts for yesterday from the bot. Really good. Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about what I did yesterday. I already mentioned that I traded BNAI. Maybe now is a good time to say that I've just started that YouTube channel. Not the YouTube channel. I just started to upload videos on YouTube, and I'm basically doing it just to hold myself accountable and to remind myself of things that I need to keep in mind every time I'm involved in the stock market, so that I stop losing money. But if it benefits somebody, hey, why not? So I'm gonna take the opportunity to do not a small account challenge, but a nano account challenge. That's gonna be the video tagline. A nano account challenge, which I'm gonna use $100 on Robinhood and see how well I can trade. Okay, so let's see where that account stands right now. I just started it. I was not thinking about making it a series of videos, but I think I'm starting to enjoy that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. So let's see what happened. Let me bring the Robinhood app right here. Where is it? Right here. Give it a second to load. I'm gonna put my finger. All right, so this is the Robinhood. This is the account. As you can see, the account balance is standing at $164, which means that the account is already up 64% because I started that account at $100. Let's take a look and see what happened. The trade that I took right here, you can see that I have a losing trade right here on the I can't remember the date, but I think I can do it, but I don't have enough screen. But anyway, I have one losing trade, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 winning trade. So let's go to the details right here. The losing trade was like, I was just setting up the account, and then it was like a swing trade. So I just sold it for a loss of $7, $7.55 on the 16th. On January the 20th, which was what? January the 20th, which was it Monday? Tuesday. January the 20th, which is Tuesday, I made $17. So when I lost $7, so the account was on $93.50 something. Then I made $17. The account went all the way to $110. That was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, 21st, I make $16. So the account keep growing. I'm up like 18%. 22nd, I made $22. That was a very good day. And the next one I made BNEI, which is the one that I'm gonna cover. So I made $15 on BNEI. Let's take a look at that trade real quick. So how do I get to the detail? I think I have to get out of that one. And then instead of going to realized profit, and then I go to stock and ETF instead. And then I can go see BNAI. This is where I bought it. Like I bought 10 shares at $12.10 and I sold the 10 shares at $13.67. So I bought it at $9.59 and then I sold it at $10.33. So $9.59 to $10.33. So let's go BNAI. $9.59. All right, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So that's where I bought it. I think I did fine. The only mistake that I made on that trade is when it reversed right here, I should have just get out. Right here, I should have just get out. It was a $5 profit. I should have just taken it. Instead, I decided to hold it. It faked me out over here again and crashed lower. And I decided to give it a chance to see if it's gonna work. I should not have done that because you don't know how low it's gonna go. Maybe it would have gone all the way down. And then, it would have been a loss. And I could have had $5 profit. So that's something that I need to avoid to do in the future. So like I said, I bought it right here. It gives me the move right here at $12.74. So I should have sold. I should have sold right here, but instead I waited. You know, it worked because the stock was strong and it went all the way back up, and that's why I was able to sell. I believe I sold like at 10:30. 10 what? I think I sold at 10:33, like right here, at $13. Yeah, 10:33. I forgot how much I sold them for. $13.67. So I bought it at $12.10, and I sold at $13.67 right here. 13. Wow, that's like the high. Yeah, I sold it right on the high right here, and the stock, of course, continued higher. So that was a very good trade. Maybe next time I shouldn't hold it. And just like, if it's not working, if it's giving me a sign of weakness, just sell it. Don't hold and hope, because this is how I lose all the time. So I have to be disciplined about it. All right, so this was my Nano account challenge review for the first 5 days. I have 5 trades so far. So maybe next week I'm gonna do another 5 trade and see how well I can do. So if I can do like 10 days and then 10 days and then 10 days, then I can start increasing the share size. I'm gonna try to do aggressive trading on that one, and sometimes I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative. But like I said, it's only $100. If I end up losing it, it's not the end of the end of the world. Okay, so I'll be fine. But hey, $100. The account is sitting right now at $164. I'm up 64%, which is good. Let's take a look at the metrics like win rate and profit to loss ratio and stuff like that. So I have an Excel sheet that I use to track that with my own calculation. Where is it? I believe right here. It's called trading metrics right here. There it is. Let's show that one back. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade. The first one was DHL. It was a loss, $7.55. The next one was TWG. I made $17. The next one was BOXL. I made $16. The next one was NITO. I made, which was really good, $22.30. And the last one, which is yesterday, I made $15.71. My average win are $17.91 right now. My average losers are $7.55, obviously, because I only have one loser. So remember, to be profitable and to be successful in the stock market, you have to be an amazing loser. That means there's going to be days that I'm going to be losing. All I have to do is just make sure I don't get emotional and cut my losers very short. And actually, even before I enter a trade, I need to identify where is going to be my stop loss before I even enter a trade. So, and I have a concept, I have an expression for that. So what I'm going to be saying is I'm going to buy that risk. I'm going to buy that 10-cent risk. I'm going to buy that 20-cent risk. For example, on BNAI, I think I bought a dollar risk. Okay, like 100 cents risk, because you know it was only 10 cents, 10 shares that I bought. So if it goes all the way to 11.10, then I would have lost $10, and it would have still be okay. Yeah. So average win $17.91. Average losers is $7.55. I have colors to show the win and the loss. My win rate so far, because I have 5 trades and 4 of them are good and winning. 4 of these trades are winners. 4 of these trades are winning trades. So my win rate is 80%, which is amazing. 80%. I wish I could keep that for like 10 trade or even 20, 50, 100 trades. Who knows? Let's see. And then my risk reward ratio is 2.37. That means I have a 2.37 to 1 profit to loss ratio, which is good. If you can have a very good accuracy, and all you need is just a 50-50. So right now I'm sitting like my winners are double the size, over double the size of my losers, just because I have only one loser. Let's see how long that one is gonna stay. So right now my profit is $64.08. And because I started at $100, so the account is up 100. The account is up 64%, and my account balance is right now, if you could see on the left, $164.07. So over here, I have a projection on the next 100 trade. If I can maintain those metrics, meaning that I cut my losses very short. I don't let them grow, or maybe just go just a little bit, but I still maintain them under control. And I keep having wins and maintain my win rate. If I can do that over 100 trades, after 100 trades, my account balance would be why is it saying 12,000? Oh, that's because I have 1,000 trade right here. So let's change that to 100. 100 trades. Boom, 100 trade. All right, so in the next, if I keep those metrics in 100 trades, my account balance would be $1,281.60. And I started that account at $100. This is the beauty of the stock market. How can you go from $100 to $1,000 to $1,200? And 100 trade is what? 100 trades is like one trade per day. It's like over 90 days. One month has about like 20 trades. That's like five months. So in 5 months, you can take $100 with those numbers, with those metrics, assuming that I maintain them. You can change, you can transform, you can grow $100 into $1,200, which is amazing. Let's see how well I do. I'm gonna try my best to upload those videos. Right now I'm on vacation from my 9 to 5, which is why I have time to do these things. I go back next week. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, because my work is very tiresome. Hopefully one day I'll be able to retire from that. But in the meantime, I'll try my best to take the trades, especially if I'm working in the afternoon. Then I'll take the trades in the morning before I go to work. If I work in the morning, usually it's not that early. I can still take some trades in the pre-market session, like around 4, 5, 6 o'clock, depending on my schedule. So as much as possible, I'm going to try to stick with it and see if I can place those trades, at least one trade per day, and see how well I can grow that account. All right. With that being said, we're going to continue with the Nano account challenge. I'm having fun with it, and let's see how it end. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.